Hey, how are ya? How's it going? Myke Seatown here. And yeah, we are in August. So that means we are like, I don't know, 2 months past the midpoint of the year. And since I am a perpetual late to the party dork, I'm doing my mid-year video. Honestly, I've been trying to get this done for weeks now. I've had the list together, but I just didn't have the time to film it. Those who know me know that my life has been insanely busy, crazy with things, life shit happening. I almost scrapped the entire idea of even bothering with doing this video since it was so far past the actual mid-year point. But the hell with it, right? It's my channel. I make the rules for my channel. So who can tell me not to bother with making a video that I kind of still wanted to make? I only do these videos for fun anyway. I only do these lists for fun anyway. And it's not like I'm really out here trying to get views. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm making dick for money, okay? I would sooner get dick than money for doing these YouTube videos. But yeah, so at the end of the day, you know, it really doesn't make any difference about when I drop these as long as I feel like dropping them and I drop them. So I'm dropping it. I actually had a hard time narrowing this list down to 20. So I put a few honorable mentions down there in the description section. I also have a feeling that I missed a few things, which I have that feeling every single year. But if I did, drop your list down there in the comment section and let me know. But yeah, that leads me to a point that I have to make with every single one of these videos, and that is, this is my list, this is not your list. If you do not like my list, no one cares, but you should drop your incredibly, impeccably perfect list down there in the comment section, and we can all just hopefully learn how to be such a perfect music fan as you. Or we can all just have a cool conversation and share some shit that we've all missed, or just congratulate some shit that came out that we've all loved. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation. That's because I forgot to say that you will not find any hip hop on this list, and that's because I did a mid-year list with my homies at Dead in Hip Hop. So the link will be in the description section, so make sure you go check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna do it, okay? Top 20, my favorite top 20 albums that have come out so far in this year of our Lord 2025. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get through this, man. I'm gonna run through these. I'm gonna hopefully try not to run my mouth, but that's always famous last words because that's the only thing that I do well these days is run my fucking mouth. But let's get into it, man. Kicking it off at number 20, we have Nurse with Wound and Scanner with Contrary Motion. I'm not familiar with Scanner, but I'm very familiar with Steven Stapleton, aka Nurse with Wound, and this record is great. Dark ambient kind of sound collage stuff, you know, perfect for throwing on when you're reading or relaxing. At number 19, we have Fell Omen with Invaded by a Dark Spirit. I'll tell you right now, man, this is the year for punky metal, or metallic punk, or whatever you want to call this sound. Either way, I love this band. It's low on the list because I just found out about it like maybe a month or so ago. It's way heavier on the punk side than the metal side, but it still has these fantastic riffs that kind of remind me a bit of Gizm because of like the weird solos that they have. But yeah, it works. It works really, really well. At number 18, I feel like I will never pronounce this band's name properly, but Uku Pacha, I believe, and the album is called Yanan. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna, it's right there. You see the name. I don't want to sound like more of a dumb fuck by trying to pronounce this shit and just completely butchering it. But yeah, a great indigenous themed black metal that's really noisy while also melodic. I really think the approach that this person has to songwriting is really different and super interesting. Again, why is it so low? because it came out not that long ago when I was making this list, but I love this project. At number 17, I'm going Blood Mountain Black Metal Choir with Folklore. This is their first demo, I believe. One-man Appalachian black metal with great atmosphere, heavy when it needs to be, and kind of fragile and sort of sentimental when it needs to be. Just an overall great release. At number 16, don't know how to pronounce this either, but I think it's Veldstimer with The Cursed Oak. And this is an Alex Poole project. So at this point, you kind of know what to expect. Great, aggressive, atmospheric black metal with top-notch riffs. Alex Poole is becoming one of those people that if his name is attached to an album, you know it's gonna be good, okay? At number 15, Heaven's Gate, Tales from a Blistering Paradise. This is aggressive, riffy thrash mixed with a bit of crusty hardcore. I don't usually look to stuff like this these days, but this one is just really good, really infectious, good riffs, amazing overall sound. I'm super digging it. Number 14, I got Fishbone with Stockholm Syndrome. And this album should probably be moved up on the list, but once I finalized the list, I was like, I'm not changing it. And as we'll get to later, I actually did make a change, and that was stressful enough. But Fishbone will be where Fishbone is. But I always loved and admired this band. They could really do no wrong with me. But I've had a major resurgence of love for Fishbone lately, and I'm so happy that they dropped a new album this year, and it sounds like Fishbone. You know, great funk, ska, punk, soul, whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's just good ass music with a lot of heart, and they're great. Number 13, Final Dose, Under the Eternal Shadow. So I found this band very recently, and it's absolutely killer. More punky black metal, or black metal punk, whatever you want to say. Great riffs, really pissed off sounding stuff. That kind of has an old school feel to it. You know, I absolutely love this album, and I can't wait to hear more from these folks. Number 12, going with Pissgrave with Malignant Worthlessness. Just filthy, absolutely disgusting death metal. You know, really not much else to be said. When I look for death metal, this is the sound that I look for. Brutal and just ugly as fuck. At number 11, we have Movicium with Through the Veil of Medieval Prophecies. And this is the second release that this band dropped this year. This is another Spartadathus project. Mystical black metal that sounds just like you're wandering through a cave or something. I don't know, man. It sounds corny, it sounds cheesy the way I'm describing it, but when it comes to black metal, this is some top-notch shit. Okay, so, and the thing about it is the release they did before this one that dropped maybe a few months prior is awesome too, but this one is a step up. I don't know what changed, but god damn, it is really, really fucking good. At number 10, I'm going with Death Gasp, and this is their self-titled release. Incredible crusty hardcore. Definitely immediately reminds me of Amoebics mixed with a bit of Destroy. It's just great, man. Riffs that get stuck in my head very easily, and yeah, definitely makes you not want to shower for at least a week or two. At number 9, I have Tithing with At the Mystery's End. This is one of the most beautiful neofolk albums that I've heard in a minute, okay? Gorgeous, dark, perfectly picked. It gives me old school Backworld vibes, which is always a good thing in my opinion. Moving on to number 8, we have Kūka'ilimoku with Creation Chant. I'm sure I butchered that name too, but what are you gonna do? More punky black metal. Absolutely filthy and pissed off sounding stuff. They're easily one of the best bands of this genre, and every time they drop something, it's quality. Number 7, The Halo Effect with March of the Unheard. So I got an advance of this and reviewed it on the Heavy Metallurgy channel last year and just gushed about it, okay? And this many months later, it still holds up. So I think this officially dropped in like January or February, but I'd already been jamming it for a good month or so. It's just a masterpiece of melodic death metal featuring some of the most important members of the genre. If you like old school In Flames or old school Dark Tranquility, if you like Gates of Ishtar, you know, Nightingales, if you like any of that quality melodeath, then this is seriously a must listen. At number 6, we have Rome with Civitas Solis. I don't know. But yeah, I'm actually surprised I haven't seen this album talked about as much as I think it should be, man. Because a few places I've seen it talked about, they don't seem to be super positive on it. But you know, opinions are opinions. We all hear things differently, and I heard this album and I think it's great. Really well-crafted neo-folk with Rome's incredibly catchy songwriting. So top-notch stuff. Number 5, we have Gygath with A Blaze Above the Forest. This is a Swedish black metal project which also features Svartathathus on vocals and keyboards, I believe, and Sortilege on guitars. So Sortilege was also in Secrets, which is one of my favorite albums from last year. But yeah, this one definitely carries on that torch. It's really mystical, just expertly played black metal. And you know, this is exactly what I look for with black metal 9 times out of 10. I know I always say that. This is exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to black metal. Such a whatever. It's a dorky statement, but it's kind of true. Number 4 is another project that I don't really see a lot of folks talking about, but number 4 is Friends in Real Life with their self-titled project. So this is folk punk legend Pat the Bunny's new band. I love Pat the Bunny, and this is him doing his really heartfelt brand or style of folk punk, but over some, I don't know, some slightly poppier backdrops. It's like, God, this sounds so lame. It's like folk pop punk instead of just folk punk. I can't believe I said that. That's so fucking stupid, but I don't know. The music sounds way better than the stupid name that I just gave it. But yeah, even if you don't want to listen to the music, just read the lyrics like you're reading a poetry book. Like Pat's lyrics, their words, just fantastic, man. But yeah, moving on. Number 3, we have Varuva, which, God damn, dude, y'all are killing me. Mar Deriva. It's right there. You can read it. I am gonna learn how to speak this beautiful language. I just haven't got around to it, but it's gonna happen. Bruh. But this is the project by the mastermind behind Katira. And holy shit, this album is absolutely unbelievably good. Okay, it's atmospheric black metal with a hard lean on traditional Brazilian instruments. It's very reminiscent of the one Katira project that I talked about that ended up being like very high on my best of list when it came out. That Katira project was more like acoustic Brazilian instruments, but played in the black metal style. It's perfect. This has a lot of that feel. But yeah, I love everything this guy does, and this is by far no exception. Lots of great riffs, perfect vocals, done by a guy named Bruno, who also has done some vocals on a couple of the Brie projects and the Katira projects. So yeah, this is another one of those bands that shocks me that it's one person doing all of the instrumentation, not the vocals, but the instrumentation. It just blows me away that anybody can be this good at drums, guitars, bass. It's just awesome. So yeah, this is a great release. Man, number 2, so I'm cheating, okay? I'm kind of cheating. But again, it's my channel and I can cheat if I want to, all right? I wouldn't usually put something on a list like this, having come out so recently to me doing the list, but exceptions are sometimes made. Okay, and this album made me stop and redo the entire list because I could not stop listening to it. And you know, anyone that knows me knows how much I love the band Catharsis. Okay, how much this band means to me, and having them drop a surprise album hope against hope. On one of the absolute worst weeks that I've had all year, it meant everything, okay? When my friend Dave told me, hey, have you seen this? Did you know about this? On the day that it dropped, I was like, this gotta be a different band. This is not Catharsis, because they haven't released anything in like 20 plus years, right? But when I clicked it, I was immediately blown away, man. It was my guys, and it was awesome. It's filthy, but more melodic, crusty hardcore. That's poetically political. Incredible riffs, super creative drumming that only Alexi can do, and Brian's voice hasn't faded one bit. And the lyrics are what I come to this type of hardcore for, man. They are absolutely perfect. I wouldn't normally do this in a video like this, but fuck it. Again, it's my video, and I'll do what I want. Check these lyrics out, man. This is on the song Power. It says, I vow, whatever it takes to make the heartbreaker overflow, all we must endure, create and destroy, all we must undergo, all we must forsake, all we must forego, all we must accept, all we must overthrow. Power. Oh my God. Brian is just so good at writing. Okay, he's so good. But like, yeah, this is music to throw a Molotov through your local police station window. Okay, I'm not necessarily saying to do that, but if you're gonna do it, this is really good music to do that to. And now we are landing at the #1 spot. And this is the album that I feel like I've listened to the most and I've been impressed by the most. And yeah, that is Sumac and More Mother with The Film. So this is the album that I simply can't get enough of. I haven't listened to a lot of Sumac. I kind of only know about them due to being a huge ISIS fan. And one of the dudes from ISIS is in this band. And I really like the bits of Sumac that I've heard. I don't think I own anything outside of this album, but I really do like them, and I'm gonna get more into them. They're really kind of cool, atmospheric, I guess you can call it post-metal, I guess. But I love me some More Mother, okay? And this album is no exception to my adoration. This is some incredibly experimental, atmospheric, heavy sounds with More Mother doing this just amazingly beautiful, touching and powerful spoken word over this backdrop. And I loved every single minute of this. More Mother's words are striking. The music is really well composed. I never knew I needed a sound like this until I got it. I never knew that I needed someone doing like a Current 93 type of thing over post-metal. And yes, Current 93 did do a sound like that, but I never knew I needed someone furthering that sound until this. This is the kind of music that I wish I had the time, energy, passion, and talent to make. Like, this is the kind of album that I would want everyone to hear, and I'd be sitting back being like, yeah, I did that shit. I made that. Like, I'm that good. That's how incredible this album is. It gives me goosebumps every time I put it on, and it's just, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, now will 2 and 1 swap places before the year's out? Who knows? Who knows? Because we got a long September, October, November, December. We got a long 4 months to go before I revisit this. Hopefully I'll drop the end of the year video prior to like March of next year, but we'll see how it goes. I make no promises. All right. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching it. Thank you for giving me the grace to upload some shit 2 months late. But yeah, that's just how I do. So yeah, thank you for living. Thank you for loving. Thank you for being you. And I will see y'all next time. All right. Peace out.